What does it mean to be spiritual? So many people speak of spiritual concepts, but so few really live them. There's very often a big gap between what we know and what we do. In this video, I will explain why there is such a big gap between knowing and doing and how we can reduce this gap. What does it really mean to be spiritual? Most people would answer that question with the fact that we are a spiritual being, not just this material body. And obviously there's lots of other definitions which normally people come up when they are asked this question. But let's just take this first point of you not being this physical body, your thoughts, your emotions, your ups and downs, but you being something more deep, something more profound. This Atma, this divine self, Satchit Ananda, conscious existence of everlasting bliss. If you agree on that statement, then my question obviously is, do you live according to this knowledge? As important it is to know that you are not just this body, this mind, these emotions, this material being, it is still just one step in the whole picture. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna says, one person sees the self as a wonder, likewise another one speaks of it as a wonder. Still, another hears of it as a wonder. But even after hearing of it, no one truly understands it. Nobody truly understands it means that you can't understand it mentally. You can't grasp the self. The divine self, your spiritual self, the spiritual reality is beyond our mental and intellectual capacity. That's why true understanding would mean that you actually live accordingly. It is wisdom, it is the applied knowledge. That would implicate that you know about the cosmic laws like dharma and karma. And obviously also that you know about the temporary nature of this material reality and therefore don't take the ups and downs of this life too serious. So what does it really mean to be spiritual if you would have to define it in just a few words? I came up with my own answer, which is actually be ready to change. I took that sentence as the main sentence for being on the spiritual path or being spiritual, because even though I agree with everything that people normally tell me, finding peace, finding connection with yourself, finding connection with the ultimate, having this love relationship with God, they all just stay theory if I'm not ready to really change myself, to change my mindsets, to change my habits, to change my way of living, to let go of attachments, to let go of desires, to let go of my limitations and conditionings, and to go over and over again, deeper and deeper within. All of this is connected with change. Change of my daily routines, change of the people I associate with, change of my habits, and above all, changing how I think and how I see the world and the reality. And that takes a lot of practice and a lot of effort sometimes, because we are already programmed in some direction. Some more, some less. You can see people can have read whole libraries of spiritual books. They can have studied spirituality for a lifetime. But if you don't start to apply it, if you don't change, then you won't really benefit from it. It all stays just up here in the mind, pure theory. It's like my Gurudev often says, you become like this empty drum, which makes a lot of noise, speaking big words, but living them very little. That's why Krishna says in another verse, in chapter 2, verse 39, this knowledge which has been taught to you so far is based on Sankhya. Now listen to the teaching concerning Karma Yoga. When you act with this knowledge, O Arjuna, you will be free from the bonds of action. Like I said, to know about the spiritual truth, to have this tattva jnana, is very important, but it is one step. After that, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, if you want to live this truth, if you want to experience this truth, I give you now the science of yoga. The different yoga paths are here to actually make this knowledge a reality. But again, it depends how sincere we are, how ready we are to change and apply this knowledge. We can take the science of yoga and stay superficial for a long time, or we can take this knowledge and really practice with sincerity, with readiness to change, and therefore also experience the truth which the Holy Scriptures and the Masters have spoken of. That's the beauty of this knowledge. This knowledge is available for everybody, and if we are incarnated in a human body, we have the potential to actually experience it also. So it is really up to us if we want to dive deeper. It is really up to us if we want to change. For me, all the spiritual knowledge has started to become a reality after I have met my spiritual master, Paramahamsa Vishwananda. Before that, the knowledge was there and also some practices were there. But the Sadguru is somebody who can not just give you knowledge, but he actually can give you direct experience. Since I have met him, the knowledge has become more and more practical. Every day I see new aspects which can be applied in my daily life. There's always something more profound. There's always something new to discover. It is amazing to see how we over and over come to new limitations of ourselves and have to be ready again and again to change, to transform ourselves, to challenge ourselves, to overcome our own shadow. So essentially, I would say the gap between knowing and being is the readiness for change. If we are sincere in our seeking, if we are ready to transform, then this knowledge will be transformed into a lived reality through the spiritual practices and through the grace of the spiritual master. If you're ready to discover yourself, if you're ready to discover the reality behind everything, if you're ready to discover your love relationship with God, then be ready to change. You don't need to be afraid of the big steps which you have to make. Just make small steps. Make small steps day by day, moment by moment. Make small changes in your life, and you will see step by step your life will change completely. And this knowledge about who you truly are and your relationship with God will not just be some mental idea, but it will become more and more a lived reality. So be ready for change. Jai Gurudev.